Hello guys, and welcome to episode 2 of Basic Lizard Care. Well, in my last video, it was called BTL, Basic Lizard Care. I explained the 4 or 5 different factors that you need for a blue-tongue lizard. And in the description of that video, I said that I was gonna look into and explain each category in more depth, and I'm doing that now. I'm not going to do every category in this video. I'm only going to do one specific category. A specific category? Food. I know I should do it in order, but I'm not going to do it in order because I'm just do what I think I should do, because why not? Yeah, so food. Now, people ask, what do you feed your blue-tongue lizard? I've just always been feeding my blue-tongue lizard live food, like mealworms and crickets. Now, people say you need to have the most natural diet you can. Well, actually, blue-tongue lizards are scavengers in the wild, so they don't just go, oh, look, there's some fresh stuff, there's some live stuff that I go catch, take a bit more effort, and it's smaller. But there's some dead stuff over there, a lot bigger. There's some dead stuff over there. It's a lot bigger, but I don't have to hunt for it. They'd go for the scavengers. They'd go for that. There's like semi-scavengers actually. They go for a variety. They're also omnivorous, which means they eat plants as well. So what I think is best is grain-free dog food. And of course, before they turn one, grain-free cat food. Before they turn 1, just the cat food by itself. When they turn 1, you do 75% dog food and 25% veggies. Now that's sometimes zucchini, a lot of greens like peas and lettuce and spinach and all that other stuff. And I know you can't get this in Australia. Well, you can get it in Australia. It's just really difficult to come by. Spaghetti squash. It's hard to come by, but it's an option. Another questions I get asked frequently is, how much do I feed my blue-tongue? Now some sites say feed them until they won't eat anymore. Blue-tongues actually don't have a hunger registry unless they go without food for days, but they don't have a full registry, so they can eat and eat and eat and eat and eat, and they won't feel full. And eventually they'll eat that much, they'll just puke it all up, which is actually bad for the lizard. Anyway, what I tend to do for baby, I do 3 times their head in food. For like a 1 year and older, I do about 2 times their head, and 1 times their head, 2 times their head in dog food, and 1 times their head in one of the vegetables. And that's enough to sustain the animal for a day or 2. And when they're babies, feed them every day. Before they turn 1, feed them every day. When they turn 1, feed them every second day. When they become full adult, they will be pretty long, about 60 centimeters long at max. At max, that's the biggest form of blue-tongue, which of course you need to accommodate for that if it gets that big. And then you feed him every 3 to 4 days, depending on where you live and the temperatures and seasons and stuff. This next tip is it's a tip, not really something to do with just food, but it's temperature as well. Some people ask me, well, my blue-tongue, he isn't eating. Well, and the first question I ask them, what country are you from? And if they say, Northern Hemisphere. If they say country in the Northern Hemisphere, I just do the opposite of my season, then I know what season they're in. Then I say, do you have heat source for them? If they say yes, then I say, well, is it enough heat? And they say, yeah, we've got a couple of heat sources. Well, best thing to do is take it to the vet, see what's wrong with it. But if you don't have any heat sources and you're in the and if you've got too much heat sources in summer, it's not going to eat. If you got too little heat sources in winter, also not going to eat. Blue tongues like their body temp between 28 and 30 at all times. If it goes over, they'll refuse to eat. If it goes under, they'll refuse to eat. So, there's a fun fact. Thank you all for taking your time and watching this video, and have a good day. Also, hit the subscribe button and the bell notification, just so you get notified every time I make new content. So, remember, we're all about people and their blue tongues.